weekend, New York Cubs and Mets coming up. A look at downtown Manhattan. And now for the keys to the game, brought to you by your local Hyundai dealers, JD.
Yeah, don't cramp my style. Edward Cabrera in his last start had to come out of the game early due to cramping in his pitching hand. Hopefully that is no longer an issue. Give up the ghost. The ghost forkball of Kodai Senga is a devastating weapon. He's gotten hurt with everything else, but that forkball remains just a devastating pitch. And Benj diet. Sure, you focus on Juan Soto, but the rookie Carson Benj has been on a nice roll as well after a slow start. He has really heated up. He hit 2 home runs Saturday, 1 more on Sunday, and over his last 20 games, he's hitting a .291 with a slugging percentage well up over 500.
Benj and the Mets going up against PCA and the Cubs. Will have lineups and first pitch coming up. Chicago Cubs baseball on Martin Sports Network is brought to you by the Pablo Curcio Auto Group. You're going to like buying a car this way. By Circus Sports and by your local Hyundai dealer. Find the dealer nearest you at buyhyundai.com. Peak at Grand Central Station as people are moving very, very quickly. Cubs and the Mets coming up here tonight, the first of 4. The rain is stopped and we are ready to roll. John Shambi and Jim DeShays, and we get ready to send it downstairs and check in with Taylor McGregor.
Well, Boog, the rain finally stops after back-to-back rainouts for the Cubs, so that has messed up their pitching plans a little bit. Shota Imanaga was scheduled to be the first starter in this series, but they have moved him. Now, the Mets, however, decided to stick with Kodai Senga, who was their scheduled starter yesterday. He will go today. And when you think about Senga, you think about the forkball, but you should also know he has the 3rd highest walk rate in Major League Baseball this season amongst qualified starters. So, potentially good news with the Cubbies because they lead Major League Baseball in walks per game. So maybe some traffic early on for the Cubbies against Senga.
Yeah, that's how you end up cashing in the chances. This starts with the opportunities. Meanwhile, it was going to be Shota Imanaga, but the rest was so extended that he felt like he needed to get on the mound. And so he threw a little bullpen yesterday. He has the day off today, and he will get the start tomorrow. All right, time now for our mobile performance as Kodai Senga leads the Mets out onto the field. Here's pregame. We talk about the rain. Dugouts get wet. Managers, they got to fill up the lineup card. They also got to get to work. Got to make sure it's dry in there. Make sure the footing is.
That's leadership right there.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Craig Counsell, leader, brought to you by the mobile.
You know, big contract or not, he's like, no, I'm going to take care of my boys.
That's right. All right, let's check out the Cubs lineup. Pete Crow Armstrong, the former Met farmhand, the top of the order. It'll go PCA, then Bregman, and then Bush. They're the top 3, and then 4, 5, 6. Heart of the order, it'll be Suzuki, Happ, and Shaw as Matt makes his 6th straight start in right field. At the bottom 3rd of the order, Horner, Kelly, and Swanson. And that group will go up against Kodai Senga.
Yeah, things have not gone particularly well for Kodai so far this year. A bunch of time on the IL, just came back. Spine inflammation. He's made 1 start since coming off the IL. This is season number 4 for him with the Mets, and that ghost forkball is indeed the real deal. He'll get a lot of swing and miss with that. But overall, it's been a rough go. 0-5 with an ERA at 9.
Season 4, but he's only thrown 309 innings in his Met career. 5 years, $75 million is what they signed him to. Injuries have been a large part of the story, and yet in his big league career, he's got a 3.47 ERA. So as a general idea, when he has been out there, this year accepted, he's been good.
Yeah, an all-star his first year. He debuted with the Mets in 2023, finished 7th in National League Cy Young Award voting that year, posted a 2.98 ERA, which was 2nd best in the league. And then, yeah, injury is a big part of it. He only made 1 start in 2024, made 22 starts last year, got off to a blistering hot start, then got hurt, got shut down for a good while, and only made, as I mentioned, 22 starts. The forkball, yeah, really, really good. The league bats just 138 on that pitch. Everything else so far this year has been problematic for the righty. A 358 batting average, slugging 701 our opposing hitters.
So here's Pete Crow Armstrong in short sleeves, worth noting. And we're ready to go here at Citi Field. Senga ready to work and delivers. And the first offering is in there for a strike, says Junior Valentine.
So that fastball at 96 miles per hour, and that's typically where you'll find Senga in terms of his fastball velo. So there's a cutter and a sweeper to go along with that fork ball.
And a swing and a miss. That one at 98. This year, he's throwing harder than he ever has. Not by a lot, but it is the fastest average fastball that he has thrown as a major leaguer.
Yeah, that ball just really exploded.
PCA back in there deep in the batter's box, feet fairly close together. And the 0-2. Swing and a miss. And he attacked him with 3 straight fastballs. And there's one away.
And 98 up above the hands. Engaged the thrusters. I mean, this thing found another gear on its path to home plate.
So Senga retires Crow Armstrong, and with one down to the bases clear, it'll bring up Alex Bregman. No score, just getting going here from Citi Field. And Senga misses outside, that time 99 with that heater. See the numbers for Bregman. He's been much better on the road, much better away from Wrigley this year. And the 1-0 is in for a strike.
If I didn't know better, I would say he's trying to establish his fastball. Here are the home road splits for Alex. Rough go so far for him at Wrigley. He'll get that sorted out.
The 1-1 is in the dirt, and that was the fork ball. I beg your pardon, that was a cutter. JD, the roof cuts me off.
They called that a cutter. Didn't behave like a cutter, though. I think that was a magic ball.
Here's the 2-1. Swing and a miss. That should be, I hope Mike Petriello is watching. That should be the new Statcast pitch. Magic ball.
Magic ball. If it's so good, we're like, what was that? Then it's a magic ball.
2-2. Senga says yes to the sign from Alvarez. Bregman waits. And here it comes. Popped up. Right side. And Young makes the catch in foul ground. And there's 2 away. Former Cub farmhand and big leaguer Jared Young. And the batter now will be Michael Busch. 2 outs, bases empty, no score. The overall numbers for Busch, it's been better since the 1st of May. Still looking to find that groove slug-wise. That one popped foul. You look at the numbers. This is where it's difficult at times. You know, when you're looking at it from the outside, you don't play, you grab onto numbers. His swing rate is down, and his pull in air rate is down big, and that certainly correlates to the slug being down. But it's, you know, there's a couple more steps to slug than, hey, Michael, just pull it in the air, because there's a part of it that's like, yeah, I know. One and one. Sangaretti kicks, delivers. And that one missed.
Pull this one in the air, Boog.
Yeah, all right.
Right now, get the head out. Cut it off. Intercept point out front.
That found the plate.
See, that's the beauty of when you have velo like this, you're throwing 98, 99 miles per hour. First time through the order, it's difficult for the hitters right now. Second or third time, once they've had that bat, they've seen that fastball, they have a better chance of timing it up. But he's really pressing his advantage here early with that heater. And that allows him to stay away from some of his other secondary stuff that he can use next time around. That's the theory anyway.
I like it. Senga, the 2-2. That one darts down and away, and it missed. And now filled up 3-2. Payoff pitch, and Bush fouls it away.
What do you suppose Alvarez is doing with his right hand right before that pitch was being delivered? Did you see that?
No.
He was kind of flapping his fingers right by his ear. I don't know if he was having pitch comm issues or.
3-2, and here comes. Swing and a miss, struck him out. Senga strikes out 2 of 3 and gets the Cubs in order. Edward Cabrera will take the mound when we come back. No score. Bottom of the first from Citi Field as the Mets will come up to hit. And let's take a look at the Mets lineup. It's brought to you by Ford. They're 26 in the majors in runs per game. Benj, Bichette, and Soto, Young, Ewing, and Simeon, Beatty, Melendez, and Alvarez. And that group will go up against Edward Cabrera.
Yeah, last time out, he had to leave early with that hand cramp. He went 4 1/3 against the Rockies in that outing. Since returning from the IL, remember he spent time on the IL with the blister. The velo is up, but he'll still rely heavily on that changeup.
First offering missing upstairs. Check to third, and Jordan Baker says no swing. Ball and no strikes on Benj, and there's a strike, says Junior Valentine. 1-1. This kid, a first-round pick out of Oklahoma State in 2024. Lifts this one in the air, left field. Happ under it, and Ian makes the catch.
Cabrera has not had a lot of luck here at Citi Field. He's made 4 starts here. He's winless with a 7.90 ERA. They scored 6 off of him in 4 innings in a start here last August. So he's due. He's due to shut down these Metropolitans.
Bichette went too far that time, and the count is 0-1.
Bichette has picked it up after a real slow start.
Pops that foul off to the right. Last 16 coming into tonight, hitting .373. He's been getting a chance to play a lot of shortstop with Lindor out. Francisco Lindor with that injured calf April 22nd. And they put him on the IL after that game. And they may have him back probably tomorrow.
Yeah, I read that he may be back tomorrow. Come in handy for the Mets with a doubleheader scheduled here tomorrow.
Carlos Mendoza, 3rd year as the Met manager, as he watches Bichette frozen at the plate. Like to see more of that from Edward Cabrera.
Yeah, about 99 over the outside corner. Looked like they're actually trying to go in. Looked like he's trying to run a fastball in on his hands. Ends up painting the outside corner. That's what Bob Ross would call a happy accident right there.
Let's give that tree a free. Fastball right through there for a strike.
So who's going to hit triple digits first here tonight, Senga or Cabrera?
Soto a little bit of a grin. Dribbles that one foul. So 0-2 on Juan Soto, who is having a little chat with Carson Kelly.
Yeah, boy, it always bothered me when I was pitching and the guy was that happy in the batter's box. It's like, he's not taking me seriously at all.
Can I just...
He thinks this is easy.
I need to make it about me for a second.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great point. I wouldn't like that either. It's hilarious watching Soto, and I got the producer doing "Deo" in my ear in the middle of the whole thing. Popped up out in the left field. I wouldn't have it any other way.
Yeah.
I want that stated
Deo.
clearly. Deo. And then he just gives me this. Sorry.
Welcome back to Queens No Score as we go to the top of the second. Another day, another roster move for the Cubs. Today they sent Gavin Hollowell back to AAA Iowa and then added Jaden Murray to the 26-man roster. Murray was acquired in a trade from the Astros just 3 days ago, and the Cubs excited about what this could potentially bring. This is a guy who had a ton of success in the minor leagues, really high strikeout rate, but has not had a ton of opportunity at the big league level. They feel like here he has opportunity, and they're hopeful he will get results to a much needed bullpen, guys.
Seiya Suzuki at the plate. The 0-1 is down and away. Senga and Suzuki, as they say, Ohio to one another.
Ohio. It was supposed to be Senga and Imanaga yesterday, going head to head.
Seiya Suzuki and Shota Imanagi each have a great sense of humor. Suzuki, sometimes if you greet him with Ohio, he will say Ohio State.
What does he say if you say Michigan?
I haven't tried it. The 2-1. Somebody needs to teach him go blue, though, and then they just go right down the rabbit hole. Suzuki doing the DH against Matt Shaw in right field. Seiya 3 homers away from 100 in his career in the majors. The 3-1. That's outside and ball 4. And there's that walk that Taylor McGregor was talking about prior to the first pitch. All right, so 3 guys who were legit stars overseas. Seiya was one of the best hitters over in Japan. Imanaga and Senga were both brilliant. You see the overall numbers, and I mean, 3 guys who are veterans. Talking to Shota about Senga, he said, yes, we're friendly, but he is older, and the culture in Japan is you show the older guys respect.
So he's deferential to
yes,
Senga, who is 33.
Yeah, so what is he, 1 year older? Yeah, he's 1 year older. Got to show him respect.
Yeah. Senga in his big league career has been difficult to run against. I'd say I would be looking to run here. He's DHing because that knee's been bugging him a little bit. I suspect we'll see him in right field here pretty soon.
Here's a 1-1. And Happ takes down and in.
Yeah, Taylor mentioned the walk rate for Senga, 15% walk rate. And if you like the raw numbers, 24 innings pitched and 17 walks coming into this one. He has struck out 28. But he's been hit around, and generally that has not been the case for him when healthy as a big leaguer. But this year it's been a bit of a struggle as he tries to find his footing.
Line drive, slicing out into left center, to base hit for Ian Happ. Suzuki will stop at second, and the Cubs are in business. First and second, and nobody out.
That was funky looking, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's like off the end of the bat, that side spin.
Yeah.
The Mets starters, by the way, have the highest walk rate in the National League. So as a staff, it's been problematic.
Rotation ERA of 4.74. Near the bottom of the league. 27th, as a matter of fact, to be exact. 27th among the 30 big league clubs.
0-1 to Matt Shaw, who hits with 2 on and nobody out. And that one hit him. Senga loses control, plunks Shaw, and the bases are loaded.
Same guys we saw go out there in the first inning and just dominate with velocity. A couple of strikeouts and a weak pop up, 3 up, 3 down first for Senga, and things get a little ugly here. Walk, soft single, and now hit by pitch on the fork ball. that gets away from him. Forkball can be very unpredictable pitch, tough to command, behaves at times like a knuckleball.
Pitching coach Justin Willard out there. And Senga's translator, Hiro Fujiwara.
Pitching has been a real problem for the Mets over the last 30 games, an ERA approaching 6. They had a couple of real short starts in their weekend series in Philadelphia, so they're probably happy to see that game get washed out yesterday.
That one squirts away from Alvarez. He couldn't find it, but it wasn't far enough away for Suzuki. You hear them yelling back, back, back.
That's a cheap goal if you give that one up. The other thing about Senga this year versus last, his ground ball rate is way down. Not getting ground balls on that fork ball like he normally does.
The 1-1. Up foul.
That's more than happy to try to run for a couple outs here, so they're not going to pull the middle infield in. Young is in at first base. Everybody up at their normal depth.
1-2. Swing and a miss. And Horner, an awkward swing. Down on strikes.
Toughest guy in the lineup to strike out. Fooled badly by that one.
Carson Kelly takes a pitch upstairs, and it's ball 1.
You know, he had a grand slam on the homestand. Carson did the other day. So.
Hey, it's 6 runs batted in on Friday.
Yeah, it was a Friday. Yeah. I'm just saying the bases are loaded here.
That's in there for a strike.
Not seeing the 99 from Senga here in this inning. Back to 96. We see 93. I think maybe trying to being a little more mindful of location.
Also not seeing much of the fork ball so far. Only 4 of the 32 pitches have been forks.
We mentioned the grand slam for Carson Kelly. It came on Friday against that Toronto club. Kevin Gausman just had a woeful first inning. It was part of a 7-run first and way up in the bleachers for Carson.
Too high. By the way, Dan Schulman would be really pleased with the way you said Toronto.
Toronto, yeah. I take my cues from the great Don Cherry.
Two. Foul out of play.
A.J. Ewing out there in center field can really go get him. He's playing pretty shallow here. At least that's my perception. Feels shallow to me. Soto pretty deep in left on the pull side, as you would expect.
Senga 2-2. Foul out of play off to the right. Bases loaded, 1 out. We're in the second. And the Cubs and the Mets are scoreless, but a great opportunity for the Cubs right here. The Cubs, by the way, lead the majors in plate appearances with runners in scoring position. So chances to score, that hasn't been the issue. Time called here. And that, of course, leads to a bigger discussion in terms of cashing those chances in and how well they've done it. Too high. And now it's 3-2, and there is no place to put Carson Kelly.
Yeah, they lead in plate appearances with runners in scoring position. They lead in plate appearances with men on base. Batting average in RISP, they're near the bottom of the league, 23rd in OPS.
3-2, here it comes. And that's in the dirt, gets away, ball 4. And the Cubs are on the board. It is 1-0 on a bases loaded walk.
It's really interesting. It just feels like Senga has run away from his fastball here.
So a bases loaded walk accepted by the team that leads the majors in walk rate. And Senga, a guy who will give him up. Taylor McGregor kind of playing the role of Karnak.
Yes.
In the early going. Kids, if you don't know,
look it up.
Look it up. Haps at third, Shaw at second, Kelly at first. Here comes. And there's a strike to Dansby Swanson.
Dansby with a little beef, not enough to challenge.
Just the top edge of the zone. Probably felt in as well. Swanson fouls it back. Dansby looking to build on whatever you can. Last 3 games, 4 out of 11. The average sitting at 183, and it's just one of those, hey, baby steps, right?
Yeah, boy, and one of the hardest things to do in this sport is forget the past. You just got to give yourself a clean slate every day.
Fouled off at the plate.
I had a teammate in the minor leagues. His goal, he would chop his season up into 25 at-bat segments. And his goal, he was a good hitter. He wanted to get 8 hits every 25 at-bats, which is really hard to do in the big league.
Yes.
As a talented minor league hitter, he was able to do that a lot. But, you know, if he was 2 for 25, that's gone. If he was 13 for 25, that's gone.
The 0-2. Hammered left field. Soto is there, and he makes the catch. Tagging from third is Ian Happ. Dansby Swanson, a sacrifice fly, and the Cubs add on. It's 2-0. So the Cubs cashing in on these walks.
Got 2 walks, a hit batter, the base hit in the inning, a little flare off the bat of Ian Happ. RBI walk and the sac fly. So taking advantage of some wildness from Senga. Yeah, that baby. Great at bat. That baby. Boys are fired up. They've had a couple days where they couldn't play ball because of the weather. All players get cranky when they can't play.
Outside, misses low as well to PCA. Cole Armstrong. That is drilled right center field. That one back towards the wall, and it is out of here. 3-run homer. Pete Crow Armstrong. Look, Ma, no sleeves. 5-zip.
It's just remarkable the run he is on. And now it's more surprising when he doesn't hit a home run in a game than when he does. With home runs in 4 of the last 5 now for Pete. And this home run replay is brought to you by Toyota, official vehicle of the Chicago Cubs. There's your National League Player of the Week, unloading yet again. On his way in all likelihood to the Player of the Month award.
First offering in for a strike to Alex Bregman. PCA home run number 17. And the Cubs jump on top of Kodai Senga. They faced him in April when the Cubs swept the Mets. And at Wrigley Field on April 17th, Senga went 3 1/3 and gave up 7. Swing and a miss, and Bregman down on strikes, but Senga gives up 5 runs, greeted by some boos as he makes his way off the field. PCA goes deep, and the Cubs with the lead. Well, originally drafted as a first rounder in 2020 by the Mets. Bob says thank you, and only Shohei Ohtani has a higher WAR among all players at Pete Crow Armstrong. For PCA, he has the highest wins above replacement, according to Fangraphs, of any position player. So it was July 30th of 2021 when the Mets dealt Pete Crow Armstrong. I asked him about it today, and he told me a funny story about the morning of the trade deadline. He said he talked with Mark Vientos, who he said he thought was at Binghamton at the time. That one back to the mound, and Cabrera finds it and throws out Young. Well done by Edward Cabrera, but that one got him pretty good.
Yeah, well, it's remarkable that the ball sat right where it did. I mean, drops right down in front of him. He was able to keep his wits about him long enough to find the baseball and make the play. I think we got inner thigh. No, maybe not. All you have to do is look to see if somebody's smirking to know where the player got hit.
That's right.
And all of a sudden he's throwing 107 miles an hour. Get a little adrenaline after that comebacker.
I mean,
good on him, man, to stay with the play. That's
jeez, dangerous.
Yeah.
Here is A.J. Ewing now, with 1 out and the base is empty. Cubs lead at 5-0. They've gotten a 3-run homer from Pete Crow Armstrong. And the pitch is in there for a strike at 98. So I was saying,
yes,
it's July 30th, 2021. And the morning of that day, he was talking with Mark Vientos, who he'd become friendly with as Mets farmhands. Now remember, Pete's not playing because he had labrum surgery. He was driving that day on his way to meet his parents for lunch, meet his parents and his agent. And he gets FaceTimed by Mark Vientos. Now pause the story. The 1-1 is inside. In the morning, they had talked to each other because Vientos and Beatty had been hot topics to be moved. And they said, all right, well, we'll circle back. Let me know if you hear anything. This one popped foul and out of play. So Pete gets FaceTimed by Mark Vientos. And he said, the first thing I'm thinking is, oh, man, Vientos just got traded. Vientos pops up on the screen and is just staring at him. And from behind Vientos, he hears, I can't believe PCA got traded. And that's how he found out?
That's how he found out.
So he said it was just weird. He wasn't mad or upset.
Just wasn't on his radar.
Yep. 3-2 down. Bounced foul at first.
I think everybody needs to get traded at least once in their career. Experience it, you know.
Got to be traded to his dad's favorite team. 3-2. Pop foul and out of play. Yeah, he was in Port St. Lucie at the time. Yeah, so it's like playing the role of Jeff Passan or Buster Olney or Tim Kirkjian. Mark Vientos. This one lifted in the air. Nico out, waving his arms, makes the catch. And Ewing retired.
So Vientos gave him the old, it's not me, it's you. That's what I'm talking.
Well played. There's Marcus Semien now, 2 down. Semien, who has started every game with the Mets. That's kind of his trademark. Played 159 or more 7 times. Breaking ball misses down and away. And now it's 2-0. 2 outs, base is empty. Cabrera has got the first 5 that he has faced. And that one upstairs. John Shambi and the birthday boy Jim DeShays. A lot of people celebrating a birthday with you.
Happy birthday, Bob Vorwell.
Yeah. Happy birthday, Brian Garza.
Len Casper's mom.
Happy birthday, Len Casper's mom. It was Sut's birthday a couple of days ago.
That's right. Happy birthday, son. Happy belated.
Who do you share a birthday with? Who else?
Marty Barrett.
Marty
Barrett, the Red
absolutely.
Sox.
Red Sox. Yeah.
Tom Haller.
3-2. Bush. Give it in a look, and that'll get out of play.
Because that's, you know, when we were kids and you collected baseball cards,
yeah,
you always look at the guy's birthday to see if it was, you know, St. George.
No doubt.
Tom Haller is my guy.
Now one dribbled foul off the bat of Semien.
Tom?
Semien for Brandon Nimmo in the offseason.
Tom's from Lockport, by the way.
Okay, so
in the University of Illinois. His brother Bill was a long-time umpire in the big leagues.
3-2. Too high. And Cabrera with 2 outs offers up the walk. First base runner for the Mets.
6 left-handed batters in the lineup for the Mets here tonight. Left-hander's been a little bit of a problem for Cabrera. The home run ball has been a problem for him this year. He's allowed 14 of them. 67 in the 3rd innings. It's kind of an epidemic that the Cubs have dealt with.
Frances McDormand's birthday today.
Yeah. Tremendous actress.
Randy Jackson.
VJ?
No, like that's a no for me, dog. From
the voice.
American Idol.
American Idol.
Yeah. Chico DeBarge.
Who?
Remember the group DeBarge?
No.
Rhythm of the Night.
No, I know that song.
Yeah. Feel the beat.
I thought that was Gloria Estefan.
Colin Montgomery.
Monty.
Yep. 2-1. And that's lined into right field and a base hit for Beatty. So a walk and now a single.
Back-to-back base runners here after 2 outs. Beatty, good. Smooth swing at that one. Squares it up. Solid single. Simeon almost got his head taken off.
Tommy Hotovy to the mound, and while we have a moment, say happy birthday to Wilma Rudolph.
How about Wilma Flintstone? When's her birthday?
I think it's June 23rd.
Yeah, I think it is.
Jason Mraz, you know Jason Mraz, the singer?
Familiar with the name.
All right, I'll stop. Sorry.
A lot going on in New York. The World Cup's taking place down the road, and the NBA draft. And so a lot of those kids that are expected to go in the draft were in our hotel.
JD, you're short in our hotel.
Yeah, there's some big dudes.
First one, MJ Melendez. Check swing did not go, says Jordan Baker, who's pretty tall himself.
Yeah, he could probably go in the second round.
He's probably the tallest umpire.
Maybe ever. MJ Melendez, if I recall, had a pretty nice series at Wrigley when the Mets were in town. Overall, though, the number's not good. Just a buck 89 with 4 home runs. Ooh.
Fouled off the plate. They signed MJ Melendez February 12th and sent him to AAA.
That's a great look at that change of the grip.
Oh.
3 fingers spread wide, kind of. It's different than your standard circle change. And another one. Good action. Ground ball waiting to happen if it's put in play.
Two and one, 2 aboard, 2 out. One off the inside edge. Melendez at one time was a big catching prospect. That's when he came up through the Royals system. It was thought that he would displace Salvin Perez, but never actually happened. At 33 homers at Omaha last year, 41 in the minors in 2021. Foul back, and Cabrera really having to work here in the second.
His best home run season as a big leaguer came in 2022 with the Royals. He had 18 that year, 16 the following year, 17 home runs in 2024. 65 big league plate appearances last year.
28 pitches in the inning for Edward Cabrera. He's got Simeon at second. Beatty is at first, and the Cubs have a 5-0 lead. It would be huge if Cabrera could get out of it right here and keep the Mets scoreless. 3-2. Outside ball 4, and they're loaded. And now it'll be Francisco Alvarez.
His changeup has so much movement on it, sometimes it works against him. If he can throw that pitch on the plate and have it dive down low, he's going to get swings, he's going to get weak contact, he'll get swing and miss. Sometimes out of the hand, it's got so much movement, the hitter recognizes early, that thing's just going to run off the plate.
Bases loaded, 2 down. And a fastball misses upstairs, ball 1. Well, we touched on the idea that Senga is a guy that can walk people. In his career, it's been a problem for Cabrera. Not really this year. And that one fouled back, and Alvarez coming out of his shoes.
Yeah, that's what you want to see if you're the Mets right now. You got the bases loaded early in the count. He was sniffing fastball. He got it, took a healthy rip at it, and just missed it. Just being really aggressive in a situation where his club's down 5.
Now 2-1. Simeon, Beatty, and Melendez on the bases. The pitch. Swing and a miss.
Another home run swing there at that time on the breaking pitch. Now Alvarez probably should become a little more willing to try to hit a line drive somewhere.
Swing and a line drive, base hit, left center field. Simeon is in, Beatty on his heels, throw comes into second, and the Mets get 2 back. It's 5-2.
Well, started with 2 outs, nobody on. The walk to Simeon kind of set the table. That's just a great at bat by Alvarez. He took a couple shots, big swings with the bases loaded, came up empty, and then with 2 strikes, a little smaller approach and shoots this line drive over Dansby's head into left center. It's just great hitting by Alvarez out of the 9-hole.
So a 2-run single, and back to the top of the order in Carson Bench. 5-2 our score. The pitch. And that one up and in.
Yeah, you talked about Cabrera's walk issues in the past. He's right around league average this year in terms of his walk rate, but it's not just walk rate too. It's controlling counts, having leverage in at bats, and I think that's why he doesn't strike out a ton of guys. He's working from behind a lot. Clearly the Mets hitters are not in swing mode here. They're not chasing this stuff out of the zone. If you spend a little more time in the zone, you throw more strikes, then you're going to end up getting more chase when you work out of the zone.
2-0. Pop foul. And here's one of the things I find interesting. He has the lowest strikeout rate of his career and lowest whip rate of his career. Those things go together. He's got the highest chase rate of his career. That's a little odd.
Yeah, that's very odd.
But I think it probably ties to what you're talking about, that he's behind. So he's not able to put people away with chase. The 2-1. In there for a strike at 97. That one misses. Next pitch is going to be number 40 in the inning. That'll match a career high. 3-2. 2 aboard, 2 out. And he lost it. Ouch.
Yeah, he's got to right the ship here pretty soon. The Council's going to have to get that bullpen activated. Doubleheader coming tomorrow. Cubs will get to add a man to the roster for that doubleheader. Greg signaling to Kelly he wanted him to go out and talk and buy a little time here as Rolison starts to get ready in the Cubs bullpen.
Strickmatter out there gives him the hat back, and conversation is one of the issues for Cabrera. I think at least the perception of not putting his foot on the gas. Gets a 5-0 lead, and with 2 outs issues that walk.
And now you got to be careful with Bichette. He's a very aggressive hitter. If you just channel one right through the heart of the zone because you're trying to get ahead of the hitter, he's more than capable of making you pay.
Melendez, Alvarez, Bench, third to first on the bases. The pitch. A strike on the outside corner. The 0-1. Fouled away.
They're looking down, like he's slipping a little bit. Some kind of issues with the mound. Right now he's like a boxer that's taking a couple good jolts to the chin. He needs to get to his corner and regroup.
Look, the one problem is it's a fairly muggy night, and I mean he's north of 40 pitches, the most pitches a Cub pitcher has thrown in any inning this year. The 0-2. And that one is held onto by Kelly. It's a strikeout. And the inning comes to a close. Mets leave them loaded. They score twice. It's 5-2.
A live odds brought to you by Bet365, where winning is everything.
So Michael Busch will start it off here in the third. Busch, then Suzuki, and then Happ. And neither starting pitcher has been especially sharp. Busch struck out swinging his first time. You saw Senga there pushing the pitch com on the front side of his glove. So Busch stands in.
The difference Senga first inning, second inning is so stark. Blowing people away in the first, looked really sharp, and then the second is all over the place.
Breaking ball drops in for a strike. Check swing roller back to the mound. And Senga underhands out number one.
We invited passionate soccer fans to push Nissan vehicles to the limit, just like they do with their teams. Hurry in to the Nissan Summer Sales Event.
Now get 2,000 customer cash on Kicks SR.
One down, and Seiya Suzuki will come up to hit. The second got started with a Suzuki walk, and eventually a Carson Kelly bases loaded walk. Swanson a sac fly, and then PCA a 3-run homer. Pitch is outside. JD.
Yes.
Oh. Throw got away from Alvarez and past Senga. Kodai Senga just checking him out on the mound. His hat looks a little big.
You've got a little Jiffy Pop going on in there or something.
1-0 misses.
Think he's wearing one of those protective liners?
I don't think so. It just it's like it's sitting on his head. 2-0. And that's in for a strike. I mean, I am so delighted by the Jiffy Pop reference. Absolutely, I remember. Just got the edge. Suzuki swings and misses.
Yeah, slowed him down and then beat him with 96.
Last 15 for Seiya Suzuki. 373, 467, and slugging almost 650. That one misses inside. Fly ball right field, slices out of play. Got rained out last night. The weather ultimately was not that bad. And so it'll translate to a doubleheader tomorrow. Are you ready for that?
Fired up.
And Suzuki takes one outside the strike zone, and it's a 1-out walk.
The Cub fans visit Cubs Trending inside the Marquee Sports app for all the top highlights, interviews, and must-watch moments all season long. They're presented by Jeff Vukovich, your local nationwide insurance agent. Visit jeffvuk.com. Nationwide is on your side.
Ian Happ a single his first time up as he takes outside. Did you ever have a year where you had drastic home road splits, and so it was to the point of being in your mind that when you started on the road, if it went that way, you said, "Ah, thank goodness I'm pitching on the road"?
I don't recall having that. There were certain ballparks I never felt really comfortable in.
Mm-hmm. 2-0 to Happ. Dribbled foul.
I think the way it broke down for me, and you know, we could look this up at some point, but I think in my good years I was really good at home and pretty good on the road. In my bad years I was at home and on the road.
The 2-1. In there for a strike, just caught the inside corner. So that cutter a lot.
Yeah, it's really difficult for me to recognize it because that forkball will behave like a cutter sometimes. It'll dive down and away sometimes. The numbers against his cutter are not good. I mean, he's got hammered on that pitch. You know, there's a lot of people around the game say, you know, take your best pitch and throw it a bunch. And he's not really sticking to that game plan here with his forkball. Now it's an off-speed pitch. It's a little bit more difficult to command. And, you know, the counter argument, of course, is when my forkball is really effective when my fastball plays.
3-2. Pop foul out of play. The other thing, the forkball is not a pitch that he throws as a strike very frequently. It's a chase pitch, so you can throw it a ton, but if you're not throwing anything else in the zone, you're usually not going to chase. 3-2. Swing and a miss. He had enough fastball that he got happy to swing through it 2 away.
Yeah, strikeout number 4 for Senga, this time on a 95-mile-an-hour heater, top rail.
Breaking ball to Shaw, misses the mark.
Has been rock solid. 9 games since coming off the IL. Has posted very good numbers.
JD, by the way, 1987, he had a 2.75 at home and a 6.46 on the road.
Should have left me at home. Should have got that in my contract. Home games only, please.
Leave him at home. And then in 1990, 2.75 at home, 4.70 on the road.
Okay, I can live with that.
That's right. Shaw waiting at 2-1. Senga has the sign. Back to work. Swing and a miss. Suzuki, the runner at first. Cubs lead 5-2. They scored 5 times in the third. Two popped up, foul and back of the plate. Shaw walk and a run scored his first time. In the air, foul ground first base side, and it pops out of the glove of Young and into the camera well. He had it and lost it. And let's see if the Cubs can take advantage.
Not ruled an error, ruled a no play. Young would argue, I got to catch that ball.
Yes.
Anguish.
Oh, right into your living room. Two. Swing and a miss. Shaw is gone. And Senga pitches around a walk. Midway in the third. 5-2.
Mr. Bev.
Twin Towers in the background. And we have
oh no, what's happening?
Yes, here she is.
Here I am, everybody.
What's in the bag?
Well, hold on. Let me get there.
Oh, sorry.
It's his birthday.
My fault.
Here's the card.
Thank you.
That's first.
Okay. Happy birthday. Is there money inside?
So, you have a gift in there.
There's a gift.
That's a gift.
So open the gift. This is cool. This is a cool gift, everybody. You want to pay attention for
Playing
this.
ball down there.
So it's a gift card to this awesome fedora hat store. So you
Yes.
can get a custom fedora.
JJ Hat Center right here.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's
Wow.
the gift.
That's very nice.
That's a really good
If you're
gift.
unfamiliar, JD loves fedoras.
I'm just a hat guy.
You look great in that.
I'm a bald guy, so I need to cover my head. That's very kind.
You
of
look really
guys.
good.
You know,
We come with more
nice
Wait,
card.
what's that?
more gifts.
Here. This song is awesome.
Jeez.
Soto drills that one out towards left center. PCA is there.
Oh my word. Wow. Treats. Macaron.
Oh.
We got some macarons,
Yeah, we do.
Macaroons.
Cookies.
cookies, croissants.
Croissants.
Oh,
croissants?
man. You guys hit the cafe, the bakery. Okay, we're good.
This
Thank
is
you.
amazing.
So too kind. Too kind. Everybody. Thank you, T-Mac. Thank you, Boog. Thank you, everybody in the truck. Thank you, guys. Love y'all.
We do the Elaine dance again. Elaine from Seinfeld.
Group hug.
Group hug. Happy birthday, buddy.
Thank you
we
very
love
much. Thank you so much.
That's good gifting, T-Mac and the crew.
Wow. It's above and beyond.
All right, let's dig into some of those things.
I'm verklempt.
Are you? We love you, pal. What's Soto do? Oh, fly day.
Pay attention to the game. Let's
All right.
go.
Oh, man. That one dribbled foul. Young, who's 0 for 1. 15th round pick out of Old Dominion in 2017. He and Nico were roommates in the minors. That one bounced up the middle. Horner backhands. Long throw, safe at first. Did Bush come off the base? I feel like Nico might have thrown like a changeup there.
Yeah, I don't think he got a real good grip. It was a real nice play. Kind of in a little in-between hop on the backhand. And they didn't get a great grip on it, but they're going to take a look. They're going to challenge.
They're taking a second look. A second opinion is always a good idea at Northwestern Medicine.
Chicago was challenging the safe call at first base.
That was Jordan Baker right there.
Yep, he's the crew chief. And Dansby with supportive arm. I think you got him, buddy.
I got him out, JD. What do you think?
I'm a little nervous about the old. We don't have enough to overturn, but
Really?
that view right there, I feel like he's out. Yeah, I think he's out.
Jared Young awaiting his fate, along with Gilbert Gomez, who's observing and evaluating, their first base coach. Oh, I think we have.
After review, the call on the field was overturned. The runner is out. Chicago will retain their challenge.
Nice.
Nice stretch by Michael Bush. Nice play, Nico Horner, the top defensive second baseman in the game. And this is not an easy play at all. Tricky little hop, little jump throw. He gets just enough on it.
Hey, just he had trouble getting a grip on it, and still is able to get him. 2 away. And now A.J. Ewing. Look at. Ewing at 21 years old. 4th rounder in 2023 out of high school in Ohio. As Cabrera able to get him 1, 2, 3. Well done. It's JD's birthday. Oh, look at these people, JD.
Oh, thank you, people.
Back at Citi Field, top of the 4th. And Kodai Senga will face Nico Horner. Horner 0 for 1. And a pitch in for a strike. And time call. That one slapped to the right side, slicing foul. Pre-game, we got a chance to visit with our old friend and current Met farm director, Andy Green. And Greeny had a really special connection with Nico Horner. They used to teasingly, to Andy, call Nico his son. The 0-2. Line drive curling down the left side and foul. And I don't think there was anybody that was more proud of Nico when he won his first Gold Glove than Andy Green. And he certainly still keeps his eye on the Cubs. The 0-2 is in the dirt.
Yeah, it says the misses his time at Wrigley. Now serving as the farm director for the Mets.
David Ross's bench coach for the 3 years. Pitch outside, just missed.
I don't know.
Sorry.
Yeah, let's go with that. 3 years. Greeny was there.
They
play Nico as a little bit of as an outfield hitter in the outfield, as many clubs do. Soto, excuse me, pretty much straight away in left. There's a lot of room to operate out there in left center. Juice went out to that gap. You know, run for a while.
Lifted in the air right field. And Benj makes the grab.
Statcast powered by Google Cloud. Bases loaded, walk taken by Carson Kelly in the second to play to run. Take you through it pitch by pitch, trying to get him to chase that high heater. Carson wouldn't have any of it. Fouled up a couple hittable breaking balls, and then ultimately laid off that down in the dirt to plate that run. And one of Kelly's strengths is a very disciplined hitter, knows the strike zone. Not easy to do. Right? Bases juice. You're up there looking to do damage, have a big moment. But you got to make sure you get a pitch you can handle.
Andy Green was 4 years.
4 years. Yeah, that's what I thought. Time flies.
That's what you thought?
I thought whatever you were going to suggest.
Swing and a miss from Carson Kelly. Ginny, the roof cuts off what appears to be a pretty glorious view of the sky with the sun just about set. 1-2, 1 out. Senga. I mean, look at that. That is Purdy. One down and away. Not Wrigley Field, Purdy, but nice.
No, it's a big ballpark with a huge video board in center field.
Oh my gosh. And Carson Kelly will take the walk.
There it is. There's that big TV in straightaway center field. You know, if they do one of those sleepover at the ballpark, watch a movie on the big screen. Oof.
Sneak in.
Yeah.
Fire up the Netflix. Five-2 Cubs as Swanson takes a strike. Cubs only have 2 hits here tonight. 7 base runners, though. By the way, this is the largest scoreboard in Major League Baseball. The front display is 17,400 square feet. And they have a 6,900 square foot screen facing the outside. Swanson takes a ball. The next largest is at Progressive Field. It's about 13,000 square feet. That is drilled left field. That one back on its way, and it's out of here. Dansby Swanson gets into one. A sac fly and now a 2-run homer, and Dansby starting to heat up. Number 9, and it makes it 7-2.
Boy, and that one made a real loud noise. He crunched that ball 104 miles per hour on a line. This home run brought to you by Hefty strength you can trust. Throw a little spinner up there, and it just kind of sat right there for Dansby.
Senga saying, I need a new ball. I need a smaller hat. Dansby Swanson starting to happen. As the pitch misses outside. Before that home run, Dansby Swanson was 0-87 on 2-strike counts this year. And to put that into perspective, the league hitting 168. I mean, it's rough with 2 strikes, but Dansby had been notably worse. And one foul. So homers from PCA and Swanson. And into hitting coach sandwich right there, DK and Males.
Yeah, check in with the boys after that swing. These guys put in a lot of hours working with these hitters. Game planning, working on mechanics, drill work. psychologist.
All of it, right? Was there a pitching coach you had a strongest connection to? Check swing, and he went too far. 3-2 now on Pete Crow Armstrong.
A couple guys in the minor leagues. As a big leaguer, maybe Les Mossy, who is he's a grumpy pitching coach. He's the model for that character.
Yes. Playing the role of grumpy pitching coach tonight will be Jim DeShays. Sangaretti. 3-2 on the way. Downstairs, and Taylor McGregor.
You guys talking about Dustin Kelly, and I was joking with him during our interview pregame, and I said, everybody says a hitting coach is a therapist. Who's your therapist? And he kind of laughed and said, it's my wife. But he said, look, it is hard because you feel like you're in the box with every single one of these guys. So even when you win and a guy goes 4 for 4, you're happy, but there's probably a guy who goes 0 for 4, and then you stay up at night trying to figure out what's going on with him. So it's a full-time job, something he takes really seriously, trying to get all of these guys in a good place to hit.
I love that. That's a great question, T-Mac. Yeah, because it's true. You are going to, I mean, your ears are going to burn. They're going to wear you out on, and that's the job. Is part of what you're supposed to be doing is listen and offer suggestions. But yeah, DK, who do you talk to? That's a tough job, I'll tell you that. One out, man at first, and PCA aboard. He's already gone deep.
Yeah, he walked this time. Last time he trotted. Jogged around the bases for the 17th time, and perhaps you're wondering how far did it fly? Well, it's brought to you by American Airlines, and the number is 409. 409 feet for PCA. Score your next flight at AA.com. Cub with 10 or more home runs in a month since April of 2023 for Patrick Wisdom.
Who
is resurfaced with the Mariners, yeah?
The catcher's challenging the pitch.
ABS powered by
the pitch is a strike.
T-Mobile.
New York has 2 challenges remaining.
And that call overturned. So now the count is 0-1. In there, Bregman frustrated. I don't know, maybe because he didn't pull the trigger. Throw over to first. PCA back in. He swiped 18 of 23, and he's even faster with no sleeves.
Yeah, what's the stolen base percentage sleeveless?
There he goes to center field. That one chases Ewing back, and he's there to make the catch.
So after we played the Mets, we head to Milwaukee for the weekend, then back home to face the San Diego Padres. 3-game set starts Monday night. Tickets are available. Cubs.com/tickets. Manny Machado, he's had a rough go of it.
Super rough.
When the Bluebirds out for Senga. This pitching change is brought to you by Lakeside Bank. Lakeside Bank, it's about time. That's what the Met fans are saying.
Chicago Cubs baseball on Marquee Sports Network is brought to you by Toyota, official vehicle of the Chicago Cubs, by Prevagen, made for the brain, and by Wintrust, different approach, better results. Wow.
Sorry, JD, it was just
You're wowing something over there.
yeah, the croissant was what I was wowing. See, Perez here.
Didn't know if it was the croissant or the skyline.
Both.
Yeah, the lefties had his struggles this year. 26 in the third, a 5.81 ERA. He's allowed 5 home runs. Walk rate's a little higher than you would like. 28 hits and 26 in the third. Overall, though, the Mets bullpen has been pretty good. Far outperformed the rotation.
Yeah, they just have not gotten adequate starting pitching. In fact, for Carlos Mendoza, not including tonight, last 30 games, starters ERA is 5.96. And the last 6 coming in, it was 9.99.
So they're trying to sort it all out. What went wrong after the way he started this game? You thought, uh-oh.
Snap throw, and PCA dives back in.
Perez loves his curveball. He throws a ton of them. He should throw a sinker and a four-seamer.
There goes the runner. That one hit on the ground. Sliding stop by Simeon. And Bush retired. Citi Field, bottom 4. Cubs 7, Mets 2 as the Cubs celebrate Jim DeShae's birthday.
With a W.
Yeah.
With a W.
Cabrera delivers. And that is in there for a strike. In baseball, you'll hear a term. Some people keep track of it. Swing and a miss right here. They talk about shutdown innings.
Yeah.
The inning immediately after a team scores or takes the lead, depending on how you want to do it. But that the pitcher puts up a 0, and that inside the game, that can really help a momentum shift in a positive way. You put any stock in that? Next offering is cut on and missed.
You know, I've wrestled with that over these many years, Boo. I mean, initially the concept made perfect sense to me. But I mean, so what if your team scores 3 runs and you go out and you post a 0, and then the next inning you go out and you give up 2 runs? Have you nullified your shutdown inning? I mean, isn't the idea to shut down the opposition every inning? And I don't know how much value there is in doing it after you score.
Right.
I can't quantify it.
Pitch in for a strike.
I know it's frustrating though, right? That's as a fan or as a, even in the dugout or a position player.
Well, the game felt way different in the bottom of the second than it did in the top, right? Cabrera handles that chance 2 away. I mean, at the end of 1.5, you're sitting there thinking, well, this has got a chance to be a laugher. And then they score 2 and leave the bases loaded, and you're starting to feel like, well, this is going to be a battle tonight.
Yep. And then the Cubs score 2 more. Now you're feeling pretty good again now. Right. But we've most recently learned a lesson about feeling good about things when they had that 5-0 lead get away.
Yes.
In that Saturday game with the Blue Jays, maybe the most frustrating loss of the year.
Feelings aren't facts, though.
No, feelings are not facts.
Cabrera. I do think that it is something that I try to not get sucked into, and that is I just want to like clinically try to analyze as opposed to that it feels badly.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's a really annoying quality that I have.
Well, I think it's a good quality because I think the path of least resistance is to just go along for the ride.
Yeah.
And say, it's all about momentum, and it's about shutdown innings, and it's risks, and it's all those other narratives that get thrown out there.
The 1-2 is cut on and missed. And it's a shutdown inning for Edward Cabrera.
Momentum shift hard to the third base dugout.
It's 7-2. We're heading to the fifth. Shut him down.
Cubs lead 7-2 as we go to the top of the fifth. And since we're in the conversation of things we wonder about in this game, how about the offensive version of basically what you guys were just talking about? There's been so much chatter about Cubs with runners in scoring position and how basically because they have not been able to hit with runners in scoring position, that must imply that they're not clutch. Well, according to Fangraphs, there are actually better markers as to high leverage situations. And if you want to quantify clutch, they've actually been much better in those high leverage situations. So look at that. 23rd with runners in scoring position. So a spot where maybe it's 10-2 and the Cubs score some runs versus high leverage. They've been 10th in Major League Baseball. So there you go, Boog. What do you got? What do you got on that?
Well, good stuff, T-Mac, and I give my partner credit. You pointed out all the time, RISP. It's a really broad stat. And when it is 16-2 and the bases are loaded, that's hitting with runners in scoring position. When it's 7-2 in the ninth with the bases loaded, that's hitting with runners in scoring position. Those aren't exactly high stakes situations.
Right, and what the numbers Taylor was talking about, like Fangraphs and other of these baseball websites, they track what they call leverage index, and it's basically taking every at bat in context with the state of play. How many guys are on base? How many outs? What inning are you in? And it's a very complex formula that I don't quite understand. But basically, it's just that. It's saying the outcome of this at bat is either not very important, really, really important, or somewhere in between. And they actually have low leverage, medium leverage, and high leverage numbers for each club. And you said the Cubs in those high leverage situations are 10th. So they're not as, brand new word, unclutch as many people may feel.
Yep. Yeah, I know that it feels at times like it's been bad. Budweiser broadcast booth. This Bud's for you. For 150 years, this Bud's been for you. It feels like they've been terrible with runners in scoring position, but it hasn't been the case. In fact, sorry to get nerdy, but weighted runs created plus is a basic stat that weights on base percentage the way it should. Slugging comes up the third best offense according to weighted runs created plus. Now that doesn't mean they are the third best, but you're still talking about the 8th best run scoring team in all of baseball. I think that you lose 10 straight. You're in a stretch where you started to get some pitching, and during that stretch, what is normally a good offense didn't hit. It felt like, oh my gosh, what are they going to do about this? I don't think it's a thing. And those numbers that Taylor presented, I think, show you it's not really a thing. Challenge here, and it's a strike. Well, Suzuki, after that pause and review, is out on strikes, and there's one away. Seiya retired for the first time tonight. Here's the at Happ. And Happ, 1 out of 2. Decent crowd here tonight, but I think we've been able to hear Junior Valentine all night.
Yeah, he's fun back there. He's very chatty.
That's to short. Bichette. And Happ retired.
In between innings, he was talking to Carson Kelly when he came out to warm up Cabrera. And in each of the last 2 innings, he's had a conversation with Carson. The first one, he said, I can't believe how many pitches I've called already tonight. And then the last inning, it was after the pitch that was overturned in the previous half inning. He said, that's the pitch I missed the most.
We'll see if we can get a shot of it at some point. I don't think we've done it yet this year, but remember, the umpire between innings has the ability to push a button and talk to the ABS operator and ask about pitches that were not challenged. Hey, that third pitch to Matt Shaw, was that a strike? Or where was that? How much did that miss by? Stuff like that.
Yeah.
So they can get feedback. I've asked different umpires, do you use it? Some do, some don't. As a general idea, in my crowdsourcing, I would say most umpires ask about feedback for probably 5 pitches a game. I've had a couple tell me they don't want to know. They don't want to influence it during the game.
So they'll review video after the game or just kind of talk to the coordinator and say, well, how did I do?
Yep.
What's my grade?
Here's the 2-1. That's in there for a strike. I also like Junior Valentine's strike call.
He's good back there. I've been watching his mechanics. I like how he gets set, gets low.
That one dribbled out in front of the plate. Alvarez pounces on it, fires to first in time, and Vientos the stretch. Yeah, the Cubs go 1-2-3 for the first time since the first. Time now for the Liberty Mutual Insurance field coverage. How about MLB outs above average this season, and PCA first among center fielders, Swanson second among shortstops, Nico's tied for third at second base, and Michael Busch tied for first among first basemen. The Cubs lead the team. Lead as a team, I should say. And they're second in defensive run save. This is an elite defensive team. Yeah, Liberty Mutual Insurance field coverage brought to you by Lady Liberty Mutual. Have you ever been in the Statue of Liberty, JD?
Many years ago.
Left field, Ian Happ waits.
Yeah.
I used
Have
to
you been in the torch?
I haven't been in the torch, but I was in the crown.
That's what I'm talking about. The crown. You can't go in the torch.
I don't think you can go in the torch.
No.
I think at some point you could go in the torch. Spider-Man probably went in the torch. Having grown up here, this is where we go on our class trips and so forth. There's a fly ball out to center field. PCA calls off Ian Happ.
I had booked a cruise on the Circle Line for tomorrow around the whole island of Manhattan, but we got a double header.
Yep.
So I can be able to make it.
You know, if I could,
and no refunds, so no cancel that. No cancellation.
No.
Hang with them, yeah.
Oh. Now you know that I worked one summer.
You had mentioned that
on the Circle Line. There's interesting nuggets.
Were you a docent?
No, I was just on the boat.
Just on the boat.
You know, the Bronx is the only borough that is attached to the main landmass of the United States. So there's one.
Yeah, I did not know that.
Yeah, Circle Line's cool. Line drive left field for Bo Bichette and a base hit. So with 2 outs, a man aboard.
Bichette struck out his first 2 times, up solid single here. The ball, grass was a little wet in the outfield. All the moisture we got yesterday and again today. The ball skipped a little bit and almost got by Ian. Did a nice job making sure that didn't get by for extra bases.
Swing and a miss by Vientos. They took Juan Soto out of the game. No report of an injury. 7-2. We're in the bottom of the 5th. Remember, Soto earlier this year missed time was on the IL, missing 15 games with a right calf injury.
Yeah, I mean, it's too early in the game to think about, well, we got to rest the guy, we got a doubleheader tomorrow. It's still a winnable game for the Mets. 7-2 in the 5th inning, so I'm assuming there's something physical going on with Soto. Vientos, he's got big time power. But there's no Juan Soto.
He's the trade breaker, the guy that told PCA, or at least, can you imagine though, when Pete is picking that phone call up at the deadline in 2021, he's thinking, oh man, Mark Vientos got traded.
My boy got traded. Nope.
Nope. It was
I
you.
did.
Outside corner, challenge by Vientos.
The batter's challenging the pitch.
ABS challenge,
Pitch is
and
a
it's a
ball.
ball.
New York has 2 challenges remaining.
So the Mets are what, 3 for 3 tonight?
So now 1-2 in the dirt. Nice stop, Carson Kelly.
Nice pick. Roll 55-footer. And like an infielder, sets that glove low and then rises up to handle it.
Well, remember, he was drafted as a third baseman. He jokingly says the ball kept going through his legs, so they figured they'd move him closer to the ground. The 2-2, Carson Kelly.
Sure, there have been times he's gotten dinged back there by foul ball. I wish that third base thing would have worked out for me.
Well, tonight, pre-game, I went up to him. I said, "Hey, so how are all your bruises?" And he looks at me, he rolls his eyes, and he said, "They're starting to heal. Now I'm going to get hit tonight." I said, "No, you're not. You just jinxed me," is what he said. I thought maybe when he got flipped in the thigh earlier that he was going to go Chipper Jones on me. Look up.
Kind of glare up.
Yeah, it wasn't. I don't think it was a bad one. Easy for me to say. 3-2. And that one misses. Cabrera issues the walk, and now 2 aboard.
Time now for the Allstate Good Hands replay. And Nico Horner, the Gold Glover, out there at second base with a real nice pick, jump throw, and just enough to get his former minor league roommate.
Speaking of Jared Young, he comes up to hit right here. Time called. Kobe Milner getting up and throwing. Strip matter putting pitch com in.
And Cabrera getting near the end of the line here at 94 pitches. Needs one more out to qualify for the win. The 2-run rally for the Mets in the second came after 2 quick outs. 2 outs here before Bichette signals in the walk to Vientos. The one that's a little frustrating for your Craig Counsell and Tommy Hotovy over there in the dugout. Man, you can't be walking people in that situation, but it happens.
Breaking ball in there for a strike. Yeah, we talked about in an obvious spot where the pitcher has to know. Sometimes the default analysis is he lost his concentration. But even as that, I don't know. Were you able? Are there times you could, in your career, where you sat there and you would honestly say that you lost your concentration?
I think you can lose your edge a little bit.
Okay. 2-1. Down and in.
I know there were times when you'd be lying in bed at night and you're thinking, how did that happen? How did that go south so quickly on me? A game you felt like you were really in control of.
Yeah.
And then, just next thing you know, you've given up 4 runs. So I don't know if that's a concentration issue or. The easy sell here tonight is to go, well, you had 2 outs and nobody on, and they put 2 runs on the board. And this inning, he had 2 outs and nobody on, and so you could default to, well, he's putting himself in the dugout already. He's going to have an easy inning, and he let up.
On the ground, Horner slides, makes the play. Cabrera the stretch, out at first.
Oh, he's hurt.
Oh, no. Let's see if he's okay. Hobbling a little bit. Oh. Oh, boy. Heck of a play by both Horner
for that hamstring.
And by Cabrera. That's the inside of that left leg. I think you want to
put a couple guys under his arms if nothing else.
Neil Ramp, Nick Frangella, they're going to
get
the
a cart.
Yeah. That makes
Good grief. They just don't want him to put any weight on that right now. I'm not going to speculate as to the severity or exactly what he's got. They just tried to get off the field and crumpled.
So they get the card out. And when it rains, it pours. Pun intended. Cabrera 5 solid innings. That was a whale of a play with that stretch.
Matthew Boyd due to come off the IL here, and and now it looks like Cabrera may be out for a while. Who knows?
Cabrera taken off the field with an apparent left leg injury. And done for the night as he finishes 5 innings.
1984, the famous Sandberg game. 2 game-tying home runs versus the Cardinals for Rhino. One in the 9th and the second in the 10th to propel the Cubs to a 12-11 victory. Sandberg would go on to play in his first All-Star game that season and would bring home the National League MVP award. A memorable moment and a memorable man. Of course, everybody in Cubs Nation misses him every single day. I think the cherry on top of this, JD, you turned 24 that day, and you would make your Major League debut 2 months later. Good time in your life, too.
Rhino, yeah. Celebrate Sandberg Day on my birthday every year.
A live look. Rhino on Gallagher Way. Here's a 1-1. Chopped to short. Bichette backhands.
Rhino was one of those players, one of those people that if you were a manager of his and a young kid came up, he would just say, just watch him. Just do what he does. You'll be fine.
Carson Kelly now. Cubs lead at 7-2. To Carson. Well, that base is empty. We're in the 6th. And that's dribbled foul of third. Kelly has walked twice. He's scored twice. And he's knocked in a run.
Cubs have walked what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times here tonight. They walked 11 times against the Jays on Friday.
One up and in.
You know, when you watch the highlight shows at night, you know, they're not going to show you a lot of walks, but it's
it's part of the Cubs game.
Yeah, it's a big part of the game. Yeah.
Fly ball right field towards the line, and Benj makes the catch. You know, that game on Saturday, as frustrating as it was, it's another example of what we were touching on in terms of shutdown innings and offense and narratives.
Yeah.
Because you're a Cubs fan and you sit there and you're like, oh my gosh, the bullpen couldn't hold that lead. They're up 5-0. You go wander over to the Blue Jays clubhouse, and whereas the Cubs are sitting there saying, man, we gave it to them, the Blue Jays are sitting there saying, we took it.
Yep.
Swanson retired, and 1, 2, 3 go the Cubs.
On Friday, July 17th, the Cubs take on the Twins for 7:05. First 5,000 early arriving fans in the Budweiser bleachers, 21 and older, will receive a Cubs 1940s/50s replica jersey presented by Budweiser. Be sure to arrive early.
Here's Hobie Milner. Pitching change brought to you by Lakeside Bank. Lakeside Bank, it's about time.
Hobie Wan for the 36th time. Man, he's been busy. And that's kind of one of the things that has defined his career.
This one down the left field line. Bregman and Happ converging.
Hobie over the last handful of seasons, one of the most durable relievers in the game.
JD, Juan Soto left the game with left side back tightness.
Probably in the training room getting some treatment right now.
Check swing, and he went too far. Ewing in an 0-2 hole. Jay Ewing, their #1 prospect. Remember, they had Luis Robert out in center field. He's on the IL right now. Ewing is a 4th rounder in 2023. He was a compensatory pick for the free agent loss of Jacob deGrom. Two.
You know, he likes to play the guitar. Ewing does. Andrew Joseph, by the way, his stepdad, was in the Beatles cover band called the Sweet Beats.
Milner walks him.
Not the guy you want to walk because he can really fly. Highly unlikely they're looking to run down 5 runs.
Had him 0-2 and he walked it. The second for 1 on the first 2.
He's a very good athlete. A lot of pitchers have difficulty throwing the bases. He made it look easy. He cleans up that leadoff walk. This double play brought to you by Elgin Hyundai, home of the 20-year and 200,000-mile warranty on every new car. Little bobble, no problem. Don't panic. Pick it up, sling it to second base. Get your double play.
Beatty getting a start at third base. Singled his first time up. It's just 3 for his last 24. And they plugged him in around the diamond this year. Getting his first opportunities at right, playing some first.
Played first in that series in Wrigley earlier in the year, and he really struggled. Didn't look very good over there.
Fly ball left field. Happ is there. JD, he told me he thought you had a great series at Wrigley.
I feel like I was pretty strong, yeah. Should I apologize to him? A time for our Infinity Cutting Edge moment. Experience their luxury SUVs today. A couple of home runs for the Cubs this evening. PCA, what new? Seems they hit one every day. Went 409 feet into the bullpen and right. Dansby hit a line shot 380 feet to left, 104 miles per hour off the bat. So PCA wins the distance battle and Dansby wins the exit velo battle. If you're into such things. New pitcher for the Mets is right-hander Tobias Myers. Guys did a nice job. Myers will take a turn.
Myers fires in a strike.
Myers fires. Fastball split slider. 37 innings worth of a 5.84 ERA.
Ground but foul. Here's 0-2. That's inside. All right, so on May 30th in St. Louis, it was a little bit hot. And PCA, who always wears sleeves, Nico Horner was like, I think I'm not going to wear sleeves. And Pete said, all right, me too. He said, I don't believe I'd gone without sleeves since the All-Star game. And this is what he's done, sleeveless. 451, 11 homers, including one tonight. An OBP of 500. It's basically 3 weeks of getting on base every other plate appearance.
Yeah, crazy good. And who knew it could be so easy just to take off your sleeves?
He's made adjustments.
People overthink this thing.
Yeah,
right?
they do.
Just change your shirt, that's all.
And another walk. That was one of the aspects that I asked him about. It's funny, it's probably about 3.5 weeks ago, and he said, look, it's not like I'm going to be a 10% walk guy. And here he is this year at around 8.5.
Yeah.
And again, from an approach standpoint, he's looking for, prior to 2 strikes, he's looking for a specific pitch in a specific zone. I said, okay, well, how do you do that? And he said, I wait for it to start in the right place. So if he's looking fastball in, he knows where it has to start. And if it doesn't start there, he X's it out.
He was talking about having lanes, right?
No
to look for
question.
a ball in a certain lane.
And so if he gets a fastball, by the way, in that certain situation, but it's not in that lane, you don't swing at it. Popped up right side. And PCA back to first. Bregman retired. Pete Crow Armstrong, by the way, his walk rate is now at 9%. Can't say I saw that coming. He has been, yeah, he's got one more walk that he had all of last year. Swing and a miss from Michael Busch. Cubs lead at 7-2. Snap throw to first, and safe is PCA.
Pete might take a little umbrage at that and steal second base now as Pete goes headlong back into first base. Alvarez loves that pickoff throw. It's a little short, and that slide is brought to you by Wisconsin Dells. Plan your getaway at wisdells.com. Bluff, but no go.
Armstrong dives back in safely.
Breaking news out of the nation's capital. The Phillies lead the Nats 14-8, and Kyle Schwarber has not hit a home run.
What?
I know. What's going on, Schwarbs? Sosa, Marsh, and Stott have all homered for the Phillies.
Fouled off the plate. That got a piece of Junior Valentine.
And Schwarber's not even in the lineup tonight. Hard to hit a home run if you're not in the lineup.
Yeah.
If anybody can do it, be Schwarber.
Agreed. Pretty amazing how Kyle has turned into one of the premier power hitters in the game.
On pace to hit 60 home runs.
Myers ready. 3-2 to Bush. Runner goes. That one line foul.
The Sprout kid that the Brewers got from the Mets in that trade in the offseason. 6 innings of 1 hit scoreless ball tonight with 10 strikeouts. You tell me he's going to turn into something special.
Yep.
Everything else they got going on over there.
DCA goes, throw down to second. And it was ball 4. Speaking of walking, let's walk on downstairs and Taylor McGregor.
That was a good one. We were talking about Pete Crow Armstrong walking a lot this season. Michael Bush's walk rate north of 15% on the year. And of course, we've talked about the lack of slug. But for Craig Counsell, he was saying with Michael Bush, one of the things we really liked when we acquired him in the trade was his strike zone awareness. And I'm not sure exactly what's going on here, but they feel like he's taken that next jump. So walked north of 9% a year ago, and that is up to north of 15% this year.
What could this be about?
Was there discrepancy with the count? Jordan's going to tell us.
New York is challenging the safe call at second base.
It's a walk. They're saying he got to the base and then abandoned the base.
But there was no call made at second base, so let's start with that.
Yeah. And there was a walk.
Right. But the second base umpire is Stu Sherwater. He didn't make a call. So like even though it looked like he was out, but safe was never delivered as a call.
That's all one continuous play. Here's the walk, and he's safe at second base regardless of the tag. I think we might be overthinking things, fellas.
So again, second base umpire.
You could read his lips. He just said ball 4. He said ball 4.
Yeah, there's no call.
Ball 4. He's entitled to that base. There's the discussion over. Let's go play ball. We got a doubleheader tomorrow, folks. Let's go.
Correa on the right there. Their bench coach. Night here in New York. Top 7.
The crime rate goes up when it's really hot out. I learned that in college.
Really?
Yeah.
In New York or everywhere?
Everywhere. No, not just in New York. I'm picking on the Big Apple.
Everyone's ordering. More fights.
Dog days. Nice matching watch band that Carlos Mendoza's got. Let's go, fellas. Come on. No, Kai, I don't know what you're talking about.
After the review, the runner initially contacts second base, loses possession of the base, and is tagged while losing possession. Therefore, the runner is out. The call is overturned. Chicago loses their challenge.
Chicago didn't challenge, Jordan. That's a bad call. I'm not buying that one. I'm not buying that one. Second base umpire says ball 4. The player is entitled to the base. Quentin Berry's trying to direct traffic. Let my manager have his piece here. All right, so this is not in question. If it's a straight steal and no walk, he's out.
Yes.
But it's ball 4. He's entitled to the base. That's bad umpiring in my opinion. That's just overthinking it. That's overthinking it, boys.
I think Pete Crow Armstrong was ejected there. So here's Seiya Suzuki. Man, that's weird.
I don't think I've ever seen that before.
All right, so it was Counts that was ejected, not PCA. That one fouled and then redirected and hit Alvarez.
I mean, I give the Mets credit for challenging there and planting the seed in the umpires' heads and having them take a look. I think that's just a real bad interpretation of the rule.
Yeah, the only thing I feel like that's coming from Kai Correa right there. And the only thing that makes it interesting is, it's 0-2. They have 1-1 on the big board. Is that they challenged leads me to believe there's something to it. Down the right field line and in foul ground. Benj makes the grab. So Counsell ejected. PCA still in the game. Weird play. 7-2.
Cubs lead 7-2 as we go to the bottom of the 7th. We saw Edward Cabrera carted off the field with an injury. Cubs just announcing that it was a left hamstring abductor strain. So we'll find out more about the severity of that injury post-game. But here was the play that the injury happened on. So looked like he slipped a little bit, and Cubs are calling it a left hamstring abductor strain. Boog will let everyone know when we know more.
Yeah, so the inside of that left leg. As he was doing the splits there. And here is Phil Maton. Delivers upstairs, ball 1 to MJ Melendez.
Cabrera 5 innings straight, hits 2 runs. He walked 4, struck out 4. Milner 1 scoreless with a walk. Pitching change is brought to you by Lakeside Bank. Lakeside Bank, it's about time. The veteran right-hander Phil Maton on for the 29th time. Overall, the numbers not great, but better of late. I feel like he's been going to that sinker a little bit more here recently. First outing in a week for Phil.
Fly ball left center field. Pete Crow Armstrong back onto the track and makes the catch.
Plenty of room to roam out there. Less than there used to be. They moved the fences in it 3-4 years ago.
A lot.
Longer ago, yeah.
Well, it's the fences used to be the black. So look at where those people are sitting. That whole space
Was in play.
that was in play. So where the people are back behind them, where the clock is, that
Yeah.
used to be the home run.
Yeah,
ball.
yeah. And it was that high too, right?
Yep. And then the other part, look at the bullpen in right center.
Yep.
And where the Cubs sit right there, that was the wall, the 50-50 jackpot. That was the wall over that Goya sign. I mean, it was.
Yeah. You had to get after it.
Yep.
By the way, people, let's get that 50-50 up, New Yorkers. Come on.
Center field, Pete Crow Armstrong is back. And he runs out of room, Alvarez. And a home run for the catcher.
Not a home run in the old alignment.
That's right. Yeah, Pete's catching it.
Alvarez has spent a bunch of time on the IL. And they're happy to have that bat back in their lineup. He's dangerous. He leaned on this one. This is his 6th home run. He had a real good at that back in the second. Drove in a couple with a single. Gets to wear, what is that, a Spider-Man mask they wear?
Missed it.
Some kind of mask he was wearing.
Oh, that's Spider-Man, for sure. But it's not standard Spider-Man colors.
No,
that's
no.
Spider-Man.
Alternate City Connect Spider-Man.
Yes, that's right. It is City Connect Spider-Man. Spider-Man is a New Yorker. You know, he went to NYU, and then he got bit by that radioactive spider.
Yeah.
Uncle Ben died. Oh, eventually.
Can do pretty much anything a spider can do, really.
That's right. And staying at Aunt May's, and, you know. Wanted to bench. Swing and a miss, struck him out. Maton able to get the leadoff man 2 away.
Monday, June 29th is University of Notre Dame night at the ballpark. Fans who purchase tickets through Cubs.com/specials will receive a special edition New Era Cubs and Notre Dame cap.
To Bo Bichette.
Swing harder, Bo.
Oh, my God.
Don't get cheated. Big old leg kick. Now, it used to be, right, back in the day, think about guys like Gibson and Ryan and Drysdale. You know, the narrative was you take a swing like you swing so hard you fall down, you're going to get dusted. You're way too comfortable. How much that actually happened, not sure.
Yeah.
I know it did. I witnessed it a little bit firsthand.
Yep. They've always had a problem with that.
Yeah, I can understand why people would have a problem with that. That's why you don't see it anymore.
Yeah. That's ball 4. Yeah, it's a basic idea. I think the hypocrisy in it is you're not allowed to swing that hard to try to hit a homer. But implicit is I am allowed to throw it as hard as I want and try to strike you out.
That's right. My first year here, Keith Moreland was still here doing radio. Tom.
Yeah.
And we were talking one time about such things. And he said, yeah, he goes, I knew who the guys around the league were that were going to knock me down. So I would respect that or fear that and, understand that. And I would just try to get my base hit the other way, wouldn't overswing, knowing full well that in all likelihood the guy pitching the next night wasn't built that way. And that's where I would, try to do my damage. Yeah.
The 0-1. Soto leaving this game with an apparent back injury.
From earlier tonight, Soto looking back at a couple of his swings, and you'll see a little grimace there on the face after that one. Not feeling too good. Next AB, another big swing, another grimace. Time to take it to the house, get some treatment.
Swing and a miss, and Maton able to get Vientos.
Apple Mega Jackpot continues during this road trip. We've extended it, people. Fans in Illinois can raffle tickets through the end of Sunday night's Brewers game. And the jackpot currently stands at over 200 and tell me that number, Mike Leary. Oh, there it is. 241. It's on your screen. Wow, that's going to be big.
That's a lot of money. Oh, 2. And that one in the dirt. Or JD, that play at second that ultimately led to Craig Counsell getting ejected. Watch Pete Crow Armstrong. So he's being tagged on his left mitt. But here's what, it's not where he initially gets tagged. Touches the base off and then gets tagged. And it's basically this. If you're stealing and it's ball 4, you're entitled to touch the base and remain on the base. If you touch the base and come off for any reason, you are a liability to be put out. You lose your protection once you touch the base. So by the letter of the law, I think they got it right. I think that it's a good example of It is not what replay. I mean, he came off the base for.
But to me, you know, the second base umpire said ball 4. So I get it if you slide through the base, if you are safely standing on the base and step off the base because you had a brain cramp. But for me, that's the continuation of the play. It's ball 4. The guy on first is entitled to second base. So I can't dispute the letter of the rule. I would dispute the intent of the rule and how it was interpreted. And I think you're opening up a whole can of worms in that situation.
I agree with you, but I think it's very much similar to a basic stolen base. When a guy beats the throw, pops off the bag for a millimeter, they keep the tag on him, they go to replay, and he's called out.
Yeah, I don't like that one either.
I don't either. I think I think it's terrible. It's not in the spirit.
And I think in this situation there should be like an extra level of protection for the base runner because of the walk. They're still talking about it.
In the air to center.
You want to talk about Merkel's boner?
No.
Yeah, okay. 1908, the Chicago Cubs are playing the New York Giants. Fred Merkel is the base runner for the Giants at first base. A 19-year-old kid, didn't play all that much. It's the bottom of the 9th inning. Man on third base. There's a base hit to the outfield. The winning run comes home from third base. Giants win. People are pouring onto the field. Johnny Evers, the astute second baseman for the Chicago Cubs, calls for the baseball, gets the umpire's attention, a fellow by the name of Hank O'Day, and says Merkel never made it to second base, therefore he should be out on this force play. Well, the custom of the day was that you didn't have to run to second base, or guys routinely would not run to second base. You got a challenge going on here while I give you my winded story of Merkel's
New York
boner.
is challenging the safe call at first base.
So anyway, they're taking a second look. A second opinion is always a good idea. Get yours at Northwestern Medicine. So while they're
Now you know
looking,
what,
I'm going to continue my
what
story.
it's like to be the play-by-play.
Yeah, I'm going to finish my story here on Fred Merkel. So Merkel claims that in all the mayhem, Christy Mathewson actually grabbed him and carried him over to second base, and then they ultimately left the field because the fans were pouring onto the field. Anyway, after some deliberation, underneath the stands, the umpires ruled Merkel out. The game was replayed in its entirety, and the Cubs won, and the Cubs went on to win the pennant in 1908 by one game. And because the Cubs won the makeup game that the Giants would have won. And that haunted Fred Merkel for the rest of his life. They called him Bonehead. And by all accounts, he was one of the smarter players on the team. I don't know how we got there. Just talking about letter of the law versus what is customary, what is accepted, what is.
After review, the call on the field is overturned. The runner is out. New York retains the challenge.
Yeah, they got him.
Line drive ripped left field. That's a base hit. That's going to get into the corner. That's got to feel good for Nico Horner.
Good things happen when Horner hits it in the corner. This double is smoked. Early in the year, he was hitting some home runs, and the damage to the pull side was part of his game. We haven't seen a lot of that for an extended period of time here.
The 0-1. And that's in there for a strike. Kelly, 2 walks and a fly out. One, two. Nope. Check swing, didn't go.
I've seen a lot of pitches tonight.
It's been a lot of pitches.
A lot of period. Carson's seen a bunch of them.
3-2. Fly ball left field towards the corner. Long run and fair ball. And Horner in to score. Kelly into second. A little insurance. 8-3.
Back-to-back doubles here for the Cubs after 2 out. Line drive from Nico, and then this long fly ball touches down just fair in the left field corner. Insurance runs are brought to you by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and people strategy partner. Effort there by Young out and left. I just can't believe it. I thought he just gave up a lazy fly ball, but it was a well-placed lazy fly ball from Carson Kelly.
His 500th career hit. It produces a run.
You think they're discussing that play at second base?
I don't know.
Might have been talking about their time together as Texas Rangers.
Oh, that's right. Eight 8-3 Cubs. We're in the 8th. Dansby.
We've got Shota Imanaga and Javier Assad for the Cubs tomorrow.
Fair ball down the line. Swats it off the sidewall. Dansby racing for second. It's an RBI double. And Dansby's feeling it. He's knocked in 4 here tonight. It is 9-3.
Raining doubles all of a sudden here at Citi Field. Double, double, double after 2 outs. And again, nothing cheap about this one. Dansby hits this ball very hard, as he did on his home run. A little lazy breaking ball, settles into the happy zone. And scorched down the third base line.
PCA rifles that one foul, and I mean way foul up top.
This looks like he's running out of gas here.
That one gets away.
Split finger pitch. And Alvarez just fails to stay down. So it's a very blockable ball. Looks like a Nolan McClain and Sean Manaea for the Mets tomorrow.
Do you know what order?
I don't.
Do we know the order for the Cubs?
I don't. For some reason, I was thinking it was Shota and then Javi, but I'm not sure.
Okay. Swing and a miss. PCA is down swinging. Congrats to Carson Kelly, career hit number 500. It produces a run. The Cubs in control. It's our game summary, and it is brought to you by Wintrust. And the Cubs with a 9-3 advantage. PCA with another homer, a 3-run blast in the second. Dansby Swanson with a 2-run homer. Dansby has knocked in 4. He's got a couple of hits. And the Cubs in control. Ryan Rollison here. And Eric Wagaman pinch hitting.
Ryan's been on a real nice roll. Has that ERA down to 195 now.
Fly ball left field. Pat.
All said, I just go athlete mode. You gotta give me some room.
Let's send it downstairs, and Taylor McGregor.
And part of what we've seen with Rollison is the velo has ticked up about 2 miles an hour, and he's getting more swing and miss in the zone, specifically on his four-seam fastball. I was asking him about it before the game today, and he said, first of all, this is the hardest I've ever thrown in my entire life. He's coming off 2 shoulder surgeries, one in 22 and one in 23. He said, this is the healthiest I've ever been. He said, last year, I was really just struggling to get my shoulder out so I don't feel like my pitch movements were at their best. And he says, so all of it's just taken time to get here. So really believes in the stuff that's been playing for him. So we're seeing that four-seam fastball play. The velo's up and getting a lot of cut ride.
Stuff that made him a first-round pick of Ole Miss back in 2018 by the Rockies. That's a good cheese right there, 96 right at the knees. Four-seamer's been quite a weapon. You see the jump in velocity that Taylor talked about. And that one's right through the heart of the plate.
Interesting talking to him about the way he throws his four-seam fastball. He said, my intent is to throw it right down the middle. And he said, if I do that as hard as I can, then I trust that cut drive to play and allow hitters to swing and miss. So it's interesting, the approach, but it's worked for him this season.
Rollison's been pretty vital down there.
That's 12 appearances, 15 in the third, 0 earned runs, and just 7 hits and 14 punch-outs. And just getting after it here tonight, man. It's like, let's get it on, boys.
Justin Bieber.
Is that right? That's the Biebs?
Swing and a miss. Rollison looking sharp. We'll head to the ninth. The lefty doing the work here at Citi Field. Uncle Charlie.
Cubs Charities is launching its first ever community awards. If you know a nonprofit impacting Chicago youth through sports or education, visit CubsCharities.com to nominate them by June 29th. The clock is ticking, folks.
That one bounced towards third. Beatty on a weird hop grabs it.
A.J. Minter, the former Brave, into the ball game off the IL. He's been good. 10 appearances, ERA of 0. That's
0.
Quite good. Can't do much better than that. Just 13 appearances for the Mets last year due to injury. So a lat.
Michael Busch here in this one, 0 for 3 with a walk.
It's Jaden Murray,
Yeah.
the newest Cub, warming up in the bullpen. Looks like he'll get the ninth.
Up in the air, left field. Nice grab there by Wagaman.
Curious to see if Juan Soto's able to go tomorrow. Come out of this game early with that back issue.
See if the Mets get Lindor back. That one misses to Seiya. Suzuki, pair of walks, and he is struck out and flat out foul.
Well, go ahead, Seiya. Get yourself one here.
3-1, Minter. Line drive ripped left center field. That's a base hit. And Wagaman has to get past him. And Seiya, let's see how they score that. I'm thinking single and an E7. Yeah.
He got himself in a hitter's count in a 93 ball game. Got himself a fastball and smoked it. So his first hit of the night to go along with a couple of walks. Another night where the Cubs have had all kinds of traffic. They've out hit the Mets 8-4 here tonight. Plus they've taken a boatload of walks. 6 walks plus a hit batter.
9-3. Cubs on top.
The catcher's challenging the pitch.
Ian Happ's like, seriously? And it's a ball.
The pitch is a ball. New York has 1 challenge remaining.
That was egregious.
That's an aggressive challenge. Heading into the 9th, you got 2 left. Curry a little favor with the pitcher. Tried man.
Just Curry a little favor.
Nothing wrong with currying favor. I'm sure it's happened. I haven't heard any stories of it, but I'm sure it's happened where after the inning and the pitcher said, man, why didn't you challenge it? It's right there. Could create a little tension in the clubhouse.
Happ going on strikes. We'll go to the bottom of the 9th. Hey, new pitcher. It's Jaden Murray.
Jaden Allen Murray. Cubs got him in a trade with the Astros. The Cubs are acquiring pitchers the way like I acquire donuts. Like, you want one? Yeah, I'll take that one. I'll take that one. Oh, that looks good. Yeah, frosty one. I mean, it's unbelievable how many transactions they've made this year in search of pitching help. And a lot of guys don't surface here at the big league level, but Murray picked up not too long ago. Makes his Cubs debut. 8 appearances with the Astros earlier this season. That's some good cheese for you.
The pen is a funny thing, though, right? I mean, when you're asking, in general, relievers, there's kind of a bio slab on Jaden Murray. That'd be a slab, right?
Yep. That's what we call it in the business. Made his debut last year. First batter he faced was Aaron Judge. It's kind of a welcome to the big leagues moment.
Not kidding.
29 years old. He's from Vernal, Utah. Graduated from high school there. High school by UINTAH. I had no idea how to pronounce it.
What? Unita?
That's UIN. It's like one of those scramble, one of those jumbles in the in the newspaper.
Winta?
Winta, let's go with that. Winta High School.
I'm gonna get that tomorrow. T-Mac, you better have that tomorrow.
Copy.
Roger.
Roger.
2-2. I started to say the pen's funny because you know, like, let's say Jaden pitches well and is with the team for the rest of the year.
Certainly conceivable, yeah.
Sure. But you're looking for him to pitch 28 more times? I'm just picking a number.
Yeah.
But I'm going to say 28 more times. And to put up a good ERA, as long if it's not explosive, that means he's got to probably pitch well 20 of 28 times in 1 inning increments. See what I'm getting at? Just the idea there, these tiny little increments.
Yes.
The catcher's challenging the pitch.
Go ahead, Carson Kelly.
Carson just said might as well.
The pitch is
right?
a ball. Chicago has 1 challenge remaining.
That's a team player right there. He knows his outstanding challenge record is on the line there.
I love them blowing him up with the prices, right?
So what you do, you're near this situation. You're new to the ball club. Don't have a lot of big league experience. So you're just trying to work your way up the ladder into, we talk about the circle of trust or the trust tree for the manager. And you're probably not going to be in high leverage situations, but as time goes on, if you perform well in those lower leverage situations, little by little, you're going to get more opportunities. Drew Pomerantz last year is a great example of that. And he was recently DFA'd by the Angels. It's just from one year to the next, very difficult to predict bullpen arms.
Volatility. Swing and a miss. Ball right field, Matt Shaw. Cole Wright, Elise Beneker coming up at the conclusion of this broadcast. Cubs post-game live.
I'd be down for a game-ending double play here.
Cosign. Challenge.
The batter's challenging the pitch.
Looked a little low.
The pitch is a ball. New York has one challenge remaining.
Hey, remember that play earlier in the game when PCA was called out after stealing second base on a ball 4?
Yes.
And a walk? How did they score that one?
I think
just put out a tag like
2-6.
Oh, they gave it a 2-6, like a caught stealing, or just a put out?
It's not a caught stealing.
It's just a put out 2-6.
Yeah. Yeah, out advancing. By the way, Jaden Murray is the 29th pitcher the Cubs have used this year. Second most in baseball behind the Jays. Murray, swing and a miss. And Alvarez down on strikes.
Sweeper here. Shows in the zone. Alvarez gets big eyes, comes up empty. Bit tardy to the party there, Boog.
Indeed. Line drive, right field, base hit. Shaw up with it. Here's the throw to the dish. Cut off.
On time for the party that time. First hit of the night for Benj. He's been swinging a hot bat lately. So single and a walk for him here tonight. And this time it plates the run. Leadoff walk to Beatty, comes around to score.
Takes off for second. Fly ball right center field, and it's gone. And Bichette will touch them all. Now a 9-6 game.
Ryan Flaherty's got to get on the phone to the bullpen. Get somebody going out there. Something you certainly do not want to do with the doubleheader coming tomorrow in a game in which you had a 9-3 lead. I mean, how to be out to have a chat. Webb.
2 outs here in the ninth as the Mets have scored 3 times. And it is a 3-run game. Swing and a miss. Oh, 2 on the way. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. Ball game. Cubs win. Well, after getting rained out the last 2 days, here tonight, the offense puts up 9, and they hang on to win it 9-6. PCA goes deep again and continues his tear. And good to see Dansby Swanson get going.
Yeah, Dansby definitely one of the offensive stars of this game for the Cubs. They did what they do best. They took a lot of walks. They did some slugging. The other story is Cabrera. We'll see how he is. Left the game on a cart with a hamstring injury, so in all likelihood he'll be out of action for a while. But despite that, a nice win for the Cubs here tonight. A double dip coming beginning tomorrow afternoon.
JD, I'll be there. So will you.
Yeah, I'm going to be here bright and early.
Happy birthday, buddy.
Hey, thanks, man. We always win on my birthday.
For the birthday boy, Jim DeShays, Taylor McGregor, and our entire crew, I'm John Shambi. Thanks for watching Chicago Cubs baseball here on Marquee Sports Network. Again, your final, Cubs win it 9-6. Tomorrow, a day-night doubleheader with these Mets. Coverage begins for Game 1 at 11:30 Central. Up next, Cubs post-game live. Cole Wright and Elise Menaker. Cole, it is all yours, sir.
Thank you very much, Boog. An emotional win, pulling the fellas back to 9-9 in the month of June, even though Craig got earlier acquainted with the showers.
Yeah, and even worse that Edward Cabrera leaves on a cart, so we have to check his status. But no doubt, nice to start the series with a win after not playing for a couple of days, and then we'll have to check in on Cabrera.
Yeah, 34th win. When they score 5 or more runs, we'll tell you more about it. That's next right here. Hang with us on Cubs Postgame.